Hey guys, Overlord Shivak here. Guess this is really kind of the first time I've ever been on stream or in the picture, really. But I figured today I would come on and come on, gonna pour my whiskey. Forgot about that. Come on here and kind of talk about what is happening over the last year with TT Combat and well, Drop Zone in particular. Because I was reading Facebook today and I saw just all sorts of messages that I thought were kind of negative. Don't get me wrong, I think TT Combat could do a much better job with marketing, with getting sneak peeks out there. But overall, I never got the impression that they came across as that they didn't care about Drop Zone, Drop Fleet, the Drop Universe. So figured I'd just get on camera here, just go over some of the things real quick, because well, I thought it was important. So uh, basically, just to say this, I'm kind of a nobody. I I stumbled into Drop Zone about 4 years ago. Really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fantastic. I was a Kickstarter backer. I went ahead and just got like the Admiral Pledge and everything. So really, I went all in with Hawk back in the day. Um, Still really stand by him. I understand that there were some issues. And I'm actually really thankful that TT Combat went ahead and bought Hawk and really is transitioning Drop Zone Drop Fleet over, trying to make it a flagship product. Uh, I understand it was really rough at the beginning. It's not much I can say other than that. It was kind of rough, but things seem to have gotten much better. Stateside, we're able to get shipping really quickly. If you guys, I'm out of Ohio, but if any of you guys are looking to purchase any Drop Zone, Drop Fleet material, Game Time Miniatures is out of Ohio. They do, I think, free shipping inside the U.S. over so many dollar value. But they've been really prompt in getting out models. Sometimes they run out of stock, but that means people are buying it, and they always get new stuff in. I think I just saw this week on Facebook that they got that new product in. So Carl down at Game Time Miniatures is doing a great job trying to supply stuff stateside for everybody. And there are also other local distributors or local game stores that different communities have said that they're using. So try and encourage your local game store to reach out through. I think it's Kingsley Distribution, and it's not that bad to get a game store to buy into the product. If they purchase Rumble Slam and a whole bunch of the MDF buildings, which will sell. I mean, these things are great, but they TT Combat sells things for uh, Infinity. They sell things for Necromunda for 40K. They have a really good MDF scenery line. For the price, I don't think it can be beat. It's actually really good. Sounds like I'm white knighting TT Combat. I mean, like I said, there are things that I think that they could do better, but getting back to Drop Zone, Drop Fleet. Um, so over the last year, let's see, we've had the famous commanders. A lot of them have transitioned to having a generic commander format, so that I don't have any off to the side here that you're able to use in Drop Zone. So that's really cool. Scourge picked up like the Eradicator. It's the PHR got like the Tiamat, and so there's lots of fun stuff. The beta rules have been out. They're a little bit dated from what I understand, and with Adepticon upcoming, there's supposed to be new rules coming out. Jordan Martin's running that, and I know Don from TT Combat is trying to make rules available. Apparently, it's going to be like a month beforehand that the rules will be available, and they'll be essentially version 2, if I understand things right. I'm not a TT Combat employee, but I am working at Adepticon. Well, not working. I'm running the Adepticon Drop Fleet tournament. So that's really the only reason I know anything about Adepticon and the 2.0 rules. Let's see. The different fauna models came out for Drop Zone. In the Advent calendar, we got Promises of Turtles. I'm really going to hold TT Combat to that because the giant Gamora kind of models I think would be great on the table. Drop Fleet Dreadnoughts were released. We got to see those rules. Destroyers. Destroyers are incredible. I think everybody who's played with them loves Destroyers. They love those rules. I know the Dreadnoughts people have said are kind of hit or miss. I really enjoy fighting against the Dreadnoughts. I've had to fight the Washington so many times. The bombers leave stings. But I think the Dreadnoughts are actually really nicely done, beautiful models. And then something that happened, I ran the Cleveland Clash 2 weeks ago now at this point. That's kind of why stuff's all over my table here. But Don is looking to release the new tournament pack for Drop Zone is going to be coming out soon. Or I'm not Drop Zone, Drop Fleet. Well, which would also have the Drop Zone kind of tie-in. But for Drop Fleet, and then there's also an errata that's been in the works. So we play tested it at the Cleveland Clash. There's a Facebook thread on it, Command Value 1 podcast. I was on it. I'm not a member of their team. Because I was running the tournament, Derek wanted to have me on it. So we got to play test that, and it was a lot of fun. The other thing that's different was the Cleveland Clash had bombardment missions. One of the most common things that I hear people complain about Drop Fleet, it's about getting the models on the sectors. It's all about the drop. Yeah, it's Drop Zone, it's Drop Fleet. But one of the things that I've been really pushing is making bombardment viable, and between with the errata that they're working on and structuring new mission types, there will be some opportunity for bombardment to be viable, and it really changes up the game. I'll be releasing the Adepticon missions, which are going to be slight tweaks of what we ran at Cleveland Clash, in about a week or so. I want LVO to finish up, let those guys get their thoughts in on everything that they're doing out there, and then I'll be releasing what we're going to run at Adepticon. And Adepticon will have a bombardment focus to it. So for everybody who says, the game's all just about dropping strike carriers and stuff into atmosphere, this changes everything. It's fun, it's healthy. I think, especially with the new errata rules, which you can also find on Facebook, those really change up the game, and I think it's for the better. Once again, this is TT Combat doing that. It's Don working with Dave. They've had some community involvement, but this is a TT Combat project that they've been working on. So other things. TT Combat is more than just Drop Zone, Drop Fleet. They have Rumble Slam, which is actually a fun game. I picked it up to play with my my oldest son, and it's fun. It's quick. I enjoy it. It's sold out at Adepticon. The tournament, I think, was the first tournament to sell out for all the TT stuff. So that's awesome. If you guys haven't had a chance to play it, go ahead and do that. Carnival just came out of the Kickstarter. They're now shipping for everybody. Not had a chance to play the game, but that's been another project that TT Combat's been working on. They've also got all the tabletop scenic stuff. Kind of already covered that. It goes, through all the different gaming systems. They also have this Halfling Kickstarter. So why am I talking about all that? What does that really have to do with the Drop Zone, Drop Fleet stuff? TT Combat's able to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I get it that they're not releasing, new pictures of whatever's coming for Drop Fleet, whatever's coming for Drop Zone. I desperately want to see these turtle things that they've at least promised me on the Facebook page. So, I want to see it. But I think the community should take a step back, realize that they're still coming from a point where they bought out Hawk. There's a transition period, and they're trying to relaunch this version 2. I get that it's been talked about for a while. I really do. All signs point to something about April that we'll have some definitive stuff. Whatever that means, I don't know if it'll be out then, but we were told that there'd be stuff kind of revealed at Salute, so that's really promising. I wouldn't be surprised if there's stuff at Adepticon, but I haven't heard anything about that. So really, that's everything I wanted to say. The game community, what I saw on Facebook, I don't think typically is what I talk about when I introduce new players to Drop Zone. Overall, I thought the community is highly positive. When I go to a large convention, the Drop Zone players have been the friendliest, most welcoming. I can't tell you how many times there's been a brand new player to the game has sat down across from me at a tournament and like, hey, this is my first game, and we had a blast. In fact, that was how I got into Drop Zone. I had not played any games. Patrick Wenner, whatever Patrick's last name is, it's Swedish. Nobody cares. He introduced it to me. He kind of walked me through it, and it's been a blast. I've enjoyed the community, so that's really the only reason I'm making this video tonight. Is the negativity I saw regarding what's the status of version 2. I don't know, but I think as a community we can be a little bit better and a little bit more positive, especially since, to me, it hasn't seemed like TT's dropped the ball and been negative to the universe. I think it's just that they're doing a lot of things, and the product just isn't ready for the big reveal yet. So we're just kind of still waiting. That's it. So, well, enjoy.